go to a company now, Anthem Biosciences. Ajay Bhardwaj, founder, chairman, MD, and CEO of Anthem Biosciences, joins us today. Ajay, hi, morning. You have guided for a 20% revenue growth with nearly 60% of the order book in place for you. How confident are you to, meet that kind of guidance?
Well, good morning, everybody. Actually, we have not guided for 20%. We have just said that historically we have grown by over 20%, and we believe that we are in line to, grow in a similar manner in the years ahead as well. The second part that you said about 60% order book being already there in our hand, that's true. So we feel that the rest of the 40% that we need to do to make our targets that we have set for ourselves should be imminently doable.
And how is destocking playing out, Ajay? Hi, this is Harsh here. Give us a sense with regard to how destocking and destocking reversal is really playing out as a trend.
So Harsh, see, in this destocking and restocking is actually part of our business. It's a new, this is a new industry for the market. So, and historically, we know that every now and then, see, these are new molecules. They're still trying to find their feet in global markets. So in anticipation, our customers sometimes stock more material than they can actually push. So at those times, they would hold on to buying, making new purchases in that year. But it's usually a cycle of about destocking of 3 to 6 months. But then once they've exhausted that stock, they again come back to normalcy. And I think we are in that cycle now. The worst is behind us. Our main customers have actually, gone over that destocking bit already.
The other 2-3 pieces, Ajay, that'll likely drive revenue for you. And correct me if I'm wrong. One of them is going to be new client additions. You've made 2 new client additions in FY26. How much does this contribute to FY27 growth for you? If you can give us a perspective, that's one part. The other part is new molecules. What's the development pipeline looking like?
Yeah, so when we say we've added 2 new clients, we have actually added 2 new big pharma. In our business, we have to add actually tens of clients every year. And, if you remember, we talked about it earlier as well. We primarily work with the biotech. So at any given time, at least now at the moment, we have more than 100 customers with whom we are doing projects in the very early phase of development. Now, this becomes a funnel. As time progresses and as you take these molecules down the regulatory path, usually many of these will drop off, but in the end, you have few remaining successful molecules, and these biotechs inevitably get acquired by big pharma. So yes, we've added 2 new big pharma clients last year. We expect them. The revenue buildup is always slow, but it's not that it's inconsequential. I think the best is yet to come with these new clients. So we're doing okay. We did with one client more than $2 million last year in terms of US dollars. And the other one is just beginning, maybe a few 100,000. But this will only pick up this year, and actually 3-4 years down the road, we expect significant contribution.
How does the...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please go ahead. Please go ahead, Ajay. Apologies for interrupting.
Yeah, no. In terms of molecules, we actually added 4 new molecules in our kitty in the last 2-3 quarters, which means now we have 14 commercial products where we are either making the active ingredient, the API, or an advanced intermediate, and these are all globally sold. So we are in a very good place, and we have 10 molecules which are in phase 3. So some of these will also go on to become commercial in the near future, because statistically, from phase 3, about 60% molecules have a chance of becoming commercial. So that we're in a good place even there.
If you can give us some color, so when you acquire big pharma, in year 1, say you do X million dollars of revenue, How quickly does it ramp up? One is the pace of the ramp up. Second is maybe in 3 years, what's the annuity revenue that one can expect from a customer like that?
Well, there's no straightforward answer to this. It
Sure.
depends also on the segment the molecule is in. Sometimes it's a whopper of a success, and there are other times when it tends to ramp up slowly. So there is no magic formula to predict that this would be. But yeah, the molecules that we currently have, which are already commercial, and they are predicted to go over in the mid-teens annually from here on, and the new molecules that we have, the four new molecules that we added last year, they are supposed to be, analysts have predicted that their peak value would be about $10 billion. So I think when these start to bring in the revenues, I think again we're in a good place.
Give us a sense of the kind of wins that you're getting on GLP-1 commercialization. How's the demand like for that, and how are customers adding that or taking up that opportunity?
So GLP-1, as we all know, the one that has gone off patent is semaglutide. Again, we are awaiting our approval from CDSCO, which is the governing body of from India in India. So once we have that approval, many of our clients are ready to launch the product with us. Currently, the big approval, the largest selling molecule is the biggest approval is from a Chinese manufacturer. We expect that we should be able to replace a lot of this once we have our approval, which we expect should happen in the next 2 or 3 months at the most.
And that would help you, meet or the 20% guidance, 20% growth that you've been doing so far, and maybe exceed that as well in FY27.
I mean, fingers crossed, but yeah, we are looking at doing really well with that. And again, it's hard for me to say that we will. Since we don't give any guidance, but I think we're in good shape to meet our historical targets, that the growth targets that we've achieved in the last 20 years.
You spoke about the fact that you have nearly 10 molecules in clinical 3 trials, and the clinical 3 to commercialization is the last phase where you see some dropouts also happen. Normally, what is the kind of timeline that you have for that conversion of clinical 3 to commercialization? Do you have any time? I mean, I know it's a little, it depends upon how the trial results come, and you have all those approvals that are required, but is there a timeline that you have?
No, you know the answer already. Yeah, it depends on how successfully the company in question who has approval has convinced the regulators that they're good to go. Sometimes they do come back and say, okay, you need to do a little more trials. You need to convince us about these little features of the molecule. So again, there's no magic bullet that, this will be the timeline that in which it will be done. But usually phase 3, everybody who's involved is very keen to get it over the line. So, but it can be, this is not going to happen in this quarter or next quarter, but we should get some approvals, hopefully, like we did last year, towards the end of the year, for sure.
I know for FY26 you had an EBITDA margin of nearly 43 or 44%. That's maintainable. And are you seeing some cost pressures coming in because of the geopolitical risk, especially with respect to transportation and logistics?
Yeah, so we hope to maintain the same margin. I mean, expanding this would be hard, but that's already we're at very high levels. At the same time, yes, there is a pressure on the input materials because of these are chemicals and most of them are dependent on the oil prices. At the same time, however, we have a cushion in the rupee depreciating against the dollar, so I think we're in a good place to maintain those margins. But if this continues for too long, I think there could be some pressures. But at the same time, if this continues for a long time, we are in conversation with our customers also that prices need to be increased. In terms of transportation and logistics, our contracts are all we deliver at it's FOR. It's we don't pay for the transport. It is at our factory gate. We hand it over to the customer. So we're not really affected by the transportation.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you so much, Ajay, for coming in and speaking to us. Super insightful with regard to how things are playing out.
Thank you. And you have a
All
good
right.
day. Bye.
What we'll do is we'll slip into a very short break, viewers. But before that, let me quickly mark out that we've got our 17-year anniversary this month, of course, on ET Now. And ET Now has empowered investors and decision makers with insights needed to navigate India's growth story. Continuing that commitment, we bring you the ET Now Market Summit 2026, a gathering of India's leading economists, fund managers, policymakers, and investment experts, including the likes of Sunil Singhania, Sandeep Tandon, Sandeep Sikka, Ridham Desai, and Vijay Kedia. They will be coming together to decode the future of Indian markets. A special event where SEBI Chairman Tuhin Kanta Pandey will be the chief guest and share his insights on navigating volatility. Stay tuned to ET Now from 4 p.m. onwards for exclusive insights and powerful conversations from the ET Now Market Summit 2026, happening today.